All right, so I'm quite sure everybody understands when a teacher asks you to do something, that's what she meant, okay? She wants you to do something. Or either your parent wants you to do something, okay? What's happening is we have a lot of people that's not listening, okay? As an adult, there have been times when I didn't listen. I'll make this thing brief, and hopefully we'll all understand. If you've ever played organized basketball, raise your hand. Okay, I'm just going to use basketball right now as an analogy. Okay, so Bernard is the basketball player. Bernard is not getting back on defense. Bernard is not getting back on defense, just like Bernard is not coming inside my house on time. Bernard is not communicating with the other players, just like he's not communicating with me as to when he's going to come home. When I talk to him, he's just shrugging his shoulders. See, so now, as a coach, as a father, I got to call a timeout. When I call a timeout in the game, all the players come over. Am I correct? Now I'm going to put my hands on one individual that has not been doing what I asked him to do during the course of the game. Timeout, ref. I want a full one too. Now I'm all in your junk. Just like I call a timeout and step to you when you come in my house late. Now I got to call a timeout. Now I got to talk to you. Now guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull you and I'm going to sit you down on the bench. Just like the coaches do in the basketball game. Am I right or wrong? I'm going to make this thing sweet now and it's going to be real simple. In a game, they call a timeout to redirect the behavior. As a parent, we call a timeout so we can redirect the behavior. Let's just say there has not been any timeouts called. Now the players just continue to play. They keep making the same mistakes up and down the court. They keep making the same mistakes in and out on the streets. Ain't nobody stopping them and saying, timeout, bro. Let me just talk to you about your behavior on the court. Now let me just talk to you now about your behavior in my classroom. As a teacher, I stopped a young man at school the other day. This young man had a problem with a teacher telling him, get in line, stop running his mouth. He wanted to talk back to the teacher. So I stepped to the young brother and I asked him, I said, well, apparently you don't live with your father, do you? He said, no, how you know? I said, I can just tell. Because ain't nobody called no timeouts in your life. He looked at me. Well, what you mean? I said, don't you play basketball? He said, yes, I do. I said, now when the coach called a timeout, what does he do? Well, he tell us to tighten up, do this and the other, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. As your father, in the absence of your father, guess what I'm doing for you right now? I'm calling a timeout to redirect you so that you won't make the same mistake with this teacher or another teacher or either a professor once you get into college or a coach. Because see, you finna mess up. You finna mess up something that's good for you. But we don't have nobody in our lives calling the timeouts. We keep making the same mistakes. When your daddy tell you to do something, you think that he's just getting on you. But he's probably forecasting. He's probably looking at your future like, man, you know what? If you keep going the way I was going, you might end up just like me. And I want you to be better than me. I'm going to challenge every father to encourage their boys to be better than them. It's okay. There's no ego trips here, bruh. If I give this young man a fishing pole and we go over yonder to that lake and I keep fishing for him, he never learns how to feed himself. But if I buy 2 rods and we both go over and I show him how to throw it out there, when he throw it out there, he might not catch none the first day. But he might say, Bojack, can we go back to the lake? Because I want to try it again. Yes, we can. You made a mistake. You didn't bait the hook the right way. Stop rushing. Let me teach you. Dad, show me then. Well, you got to be wise enough, young fellas, to close your mouth. God gave you 2 ears. He gave you 2 eyes, 1 mouth, and 1 tongue. He wants you to do less talking, more listening, and more observing. When you all start running your mouth and your adult parents or the teachers are trying to talk and redirect you, you miss everything. Huh? You miss everything. How many of you guys have ever heard the expression, it goes in one ear and it comes out the other? Huh? Raise your right hand. Put it on your right ear. Put it over your ear. Put it directly over your ear. Now let me talk to you so the information that goes into your left ear won't come out your right ear. Huh? I like that one. Let it stay in there. Because see, sometimes you might go up there to college and you might say, man, I remember what my daddy told me. You're right, you was listening. Huh? At the end of the day, in short, the timeouts that we need to have called in our life is just so that we can be redirected. It's not to embarrass you, it's to help you. So as a humble student athlete, you might just sit at your father's feet. Just like we are as children. Just sit at the father's feet and just listen. You ain't always got to talk. Just hear what the man got to say. And when he done talking, you say to him, I appreciate you because you just made me a better person. He don't want you to make the same mistakes he made, or his homeboys made, or his uncles made, or his brothers made, or even that father made. So if he's giving you something that was never given to him, quite naturally, boy, he love you. How can you give me something that you never had yourself? He loved you enough to find a way to do it the better way. He figured it out. Always remember this, on a battery, there's a negative and there's a positive. You're gonna need both of those to crank up a car. You need that negative and that positive charge, you understand? So in this world, you got people pushing you toward the streets, and you got your parents pulling you from the streets. You got the negative, and you got the positive. Eventually, that positive is gonna take over. You're gonna start listening to your parents, not just hearing, but listen. Who know how to cook? Anybody know how to cook? What you know how to cook, boy? Yes, what you know how to cook? A lot of stuff?
I know how to cook eggs.
You know how to cook eggs? All right, now watch this right here. What you know how to cook? Pancakes, that's good. You'll never go hungry. Who else know how to cook out here? Raise your hand if you know how to cook. What you know how to cook? Steaks? Oh, what you know how to cook?
Everything.
Everything. Huh? What you know how to cook?
Everything.
Huh?
Real chicken.
Now guess what? Carl, you going to Illinois State.
He ain't raised his hand at all.
You didn't raise your hand not one time.
It's called Roman.
This boy finna live on Roman noodles. What do you know how to cook? No, man. What do you know how to cook? Now guess what?
He talking about ramen.
Guess what? And I love him, but I want you to get in that kitchen before you leave, and I want you to stand next to your mom, I want you to stand next to your dad. Shut your mouth while you in there. He ain't got to cook. Somebody in the house feeding you. Hell, look at all these muscles I feel around you. You see what I'm saying? But you got to listen to somebody, right? Say time out. So time out from your social media, go in that kitchen, get you about 3 good recipes. Boy, that's going to hold you down. I'm talking when you get to Illinois State, boy, look here, you ain't got to worry about Roman noodles because you know how to put it down, okay?
You better learn how to make a shepherd's pie.
Listen.
That's about the best thing for you.
If y'all have never been in a tight situation, a brown paper bag, 2 slices of bread, and some cheese, and an iron. What you think that is? A grilled cheese sandwich. All right? Anybody? SpeedPlus on me? SpeedPlus on 3. 1, 2, 3.
SpeedPlus.